Hi, I'm Alicia Bailey. I'm a Colorado-based artist who works in the field called artists' books, which I think of as a form of interactive sculpture. In this video, I'm going to be introducing you to two of my pieces that are in the Book as Art exhibition this year. The pieces are from a series called Physica it's a 9-piece series, and I started it at the beginning of COVID when although craving a chance to work in the studio, had a hard time focusing on content development. So I opted to reframe some existing texts, and what I chose to work with is a book called Physica by Hildegard von Bingen. Hildegard von Bingen was a 12th century Benedictine abbess, and she was a visionary, a composer, a poet, and is perhaps best known for her compositions of sacred monophony works that are similar to Gregorian chant. But she also, in her role as a healer, wrote extensively and believed that health has a strong relationship to nature and our environment. So her book Physica, which here it is, was translated by Priscilla Throop and published as a trade edition in 1998, and it is from this book that I extracted the texts that I use in my series Physica. So the chapters in the book are plants, elements, trees, stones, fish, birds, animals, reptiles, and minerals and metals. And the two books that are in this exhibition are metals and reptiles. So the first little video clip shows metals, which is a 4-panel pyramid-like structure in which each panel surface on both the inside and the outside features a small bit of the metal that's embedded into the panel and overlaid with mica, and a brief text with some of the characteristics of that metal according to Hildegard, also presented on the same panel. So an example of these texts are for tin, which she calls stagnum, is more cold than warm. Its coldness will carry illness into a body. It is almost like a poison. Copper, cuprum, is hot and quickly grows cold. It is somewhat like the sparks that fall from burning coals. Next up is the piece called Reptiles, which is a book made from oak planks that are sewn over straps, and the straps are made of snakeskin bonded to leather. And what's interesting about the reptile section of Physica by Bingen is that in that time, things were classified as reptiles that are no longer classified as reptiles. Things like spiders, scorpions, and the basilisk. So my version features the slow worm, toad, frog, basilisk, viper, spider, and scorpion. Each specimen is depicted by an oil painting on treated paper that is recessed into the wood plank and overlaid with mica, and the description of the text about those specimens is laser printed, surface treated, overlaid with mica, and recessed into the panel as well. So an example of some of the ways she describes these reptiles is the basilisk is described as being born from a diabolical vermin. The scorpion has the harshness of infernal punishments, while the slow worm is cold and while alive does no harm.